Hey y'all, it's Robert Kennedy III, RK3, that's me, and I'm coming to you from the car today. I just wanted to address the topic really quickly of why many of us are not living our dreams, why we're not pushing towards our goals, and why things like public speaking are fearful for us, why we are not living out our full potential, and why we're not living with confidence. Now, here's how I want to relate this. I remember a story about when I was a kid and my brothers and I were outside. We were riding our bikes and we were laughing. We were having all sorts of fun. And my mom came outside. Now, my mom stood there and she kind of watched us for about 10 minutes. And then we kind of saw her out of the corner of our eye take a deep breath. And then she said, "Let me try that." So we were like, "Let me try that? What do you mean?" She said, "Let me try your bike." So we give her one of the bikes and she says, "Oh, let me see if I remember how to do this thing." Now she gets the bike and she takes about, I swear, like 5 minutes to get on it in the first place. And then from there, she gets on and she is starting to pedal, but then she's like wobbling down the road in front of us, and you know, every few moments the bike wobbles so far that she loses balance and she kind of has to put her foot out to keep her up and keep her from falling. But she does this and she does it for a little bit, and you know, she finally kind of gets the handle of it. She doesn't look so confident. She's not really zooming down the street, but she does get a little bit more confident in it, and by this time she stops, brings the bike back to us, and then goes back inside. So here's the lesson that I get from that. Number one, there are three things. Number one, my mom had to overcome the fear of getting on a bike and falling. I'm sure in her mind she remembers falling at some point off her bike, skinning her knee, etc. So she had to, number one, overcome the fear of that. Number two, she had to get her muscle memory right. So she learned to ride a long time ago, and her body figured out how to balance and how to pedal and how to steer and how to look ahead at where you're going. And her body learned how to coordinate and do all of these things at the same time. So she kind of had her body and her muscle memory had to recapture that. The third thing was that she had to rediscover the joy of this thing. She had to rediscover the joy of riding. Now, how does that relate to our dreams, our speaking, etc.? Number one, we are all fearful of something at some point, and that's why not everybody isn't super successful, right? And so at some point, I'm relating that to the number one, the fear. We've got to just get over that. My mom just took a deep breath and said she was going to do it. So we got to do it. Number two, she had to remember the muscle memory. And so she had to remember how to pedal. And she didn't just do this thing one time in her life. In order to become proficient at this, she had to do it again and again. And now she was just at the place where she had to remember it. So number one, do it. Number two, you got to do it often. You can't do this one time. Do something one time and then expect that the fear is going to dissipate or just go away. You got to do it and then do it often. And then the third thing, she had to rediscover the joy. So you've got to, in order to meet this goal or hit this dream or get over this fear of speaking or presenting, you've got to remember why you want to do this, right? You've got to remember why you want to do this. You've got to discover or rediscover the joy in this so that you can be successful at it, but you can be more confident in it every time you do it, and you'll actually want to do this. Okay, so that's what I just wanted to share with you this morning. I don't know if it's helpful to somebody or if it's blessing somebody, but if it is, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, you like the videos, you give the thumbs up, and you just visit me in the Speak Right Now community on Facebook. That's all I got for you today. Boom, do it often, and remember or rediscover the joy of doing things. All right, peace. I'll see you soon.